on a panel with a group of young women, and among them Rinku Sen, who heads the Applied Research Center and is the publisher of Colorlines, colorlines.com. They were one of the groups that led the Drop the I Word campaign. They've been doing it for 2 years. The term is illegal immigrant or illegal alien. The term is illegal to describe a person. That is what they wanted dropped. And the AP has finally made that decision that you can refer to an illegal activity, but you don't refer to a person as an illegal. It's very important because Associated Press provides news to news outlets around the country. It's not only a news organization in itself. And so that change, and one of the things Juan talked about on the panel is the changes when news organizations stop using the word colored or stop using the word Negro. These are big decisions in a newspaper's history. The question is, will the New York Times stop using this? Will the Washington Post? But AP has made this decision. And I think it also shows in our coverage of this week on Democracy Now! The difference between Democracy Now! And a lot of the other media. When something like this happens, or a decision gets made by a president or vice president or Congress, we show the organizing that went into making that happen. Is it just the leadership of AP that wakes up one morning and says, hey, over coffee, in the morning, why don't we drop that word, the I word as it's called, illegal? Why don't we stop describing people as illegals? No, it comes from years of campaigning. Just the same with legislation, for example, legislation that made public broadcasting in the country. Yes, Lyndon Johnson signed off on it, so often the history books will just say that. But it comes from grassroots activism, and there's nothing that is more American than that. And that is what it's important to show. Journalism is the first draft of history. It's not just the story of the leaders. It's the story of the people on the ground that make those leaders and make their demands of those leaders. And that's what we try to document. How this happens. What are the grassroots mechanisms as they're happening?
Next call for Amy Goodman. We have a little over half an hour left with our guest, Beth in East Hampton, Connecticut. Hi, Beth.
Hi, how you doing? Very big supporter of Democracy Now! And very much enjoying this show. I have a quick comment and then a question.
Hey, Beth, can I ask you, where do you hear or watch or read Democracy Now?
I'm